Can I have a minute, please?
Sure. Now I have those. Munster Town, July 6th to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Counselor Schoen,
Present.
Counselor Mellon,
Present.
Counselor Tulowitzki, Counselor Kulturitis,
Present.
and Counselor Gardner.
Present. At this time, I'd like to ask everybody to rise for a moment of silence, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to read the 2022 National Night Out Against Crime Proclamation. Whereas the Munster Police Department and the Choice Community Council of Munster are sponsoring a unique drug and violence prevention program on August 2nd, 2022, entitled National Night Out Against Crime Celebration. And whereas Munster's 27th Annual National Night Out Against Crime Celebration provides a unique opportunity for Munster residents, businesses, schools, and community organizations to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts. And whereas it is essential that all citizens of Munster be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and impact that their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence in Munster. And whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety, awareness, and cooperation are important themes of the National Night Out program. Now therefore we, the Munster Town Council, do hereby call upon all citizens of Munster to join the Munster Police Department, Choice Community Council of Munster, Munster's businesses, schools, and community service organizations, and the National Association of Town Watch in supporting Munster's 27th Annual National Night Out Against Crime Celebration on August 2nd, 2022. Further, let it be resolved that we, the Munster Town Council, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022 as a National Night Out Against Crime Celebration in Munster, Indiana.
I move we adopt this proclamation. I seconded.
There's a motion, a second, roll call, or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You need a Steve on
Steve
virtual.
is on virtual.
You need a roll call.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki, Counselor Kulturitis,
Yes.
and Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Therefore, passed and adopted on the 6th day of July 2022 by a vote of 5 in favor and 0 opposed, the Town Council of the Town of Munster, Lake County, Indiana, hereby proclaim National Night Out Against Crime Proclamation.
4 in favor, 0 opposed.
Okay, you didn't hear me.
Steve has some.
Okay, very good. That was four in favor, 0 opposed. Therefore, we go on to the next item on the agenda. This is public comment. We kindly ask that in-person public comment is limited to 2 minutes maximum per person, or 5 minutes for a group spokesman. And we ask that you keep your comments civil and constructive to public policy issues. Public comment may also be submitted electronically. If you have any questions or comments about items on the agenda that you would like to have entered into the meeting minutes, please email that question or comment to Town Manager Dustin Anderson at his email address, danderson@munster.org. Is there any public here for public comment? Seeing that there's no one rising, we will move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I move we accept the consent agenda.
Second. There's a motion, a second. Is there any comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
That's 5-0.
Very good. We'll move on to old business. There's ordinance 1865, which is the parking meter fund. This is the second read. Is there any additional information on second read? Clerk Treasurer, Miss.
There is not. We needed some clarifying language, which we received from legal counsel. which really nothing changed.
Okay, very good.
Mr. President, I move to adopt ordinance 1865 as presented.
Second.
There's a motion, a second. Any comments? Hearing none, seeing none. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
5-0.
Very good. Moving to ordinance 1870. This is also on second read. This is amendment number 2 to the salary ordinance. Clerk Treasurer Miss, anything to add to the memo?
No changes.
Very good. Wishes of the council?
Move we adopt ordinance 1870 on second reading today.
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion, a second. Any comments? Seeing none, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Okay, moving on to new business. We have resolution 2097, which is a release of credit. They're messing up here for 822 Ridge Road. Mr. Vanderwood, right? I got that name right this time.
You did.
Okay, very good. Anything to add?
I will be brief. This is a resolution that releases a letter of credit. It was submitted by the property owners at 822 Ridge Road. They were issued a notice of violation for landscaping maintenance in late summer of 2021 and asked that they be given additional time to complete the improvements. We gave them additional time on the condition that they provide a letter of credit guaranteeing that the work would be done. They did complete the work. We inspected it last month and found it to be acceptable, so we're asking that the letter of credit be released.
There's a staff recommendation from the council.
I move that we release the letter of credit number 10600066162 that was posted by Robert C. Miller on January 25th, 2022 for $12,503.95.
I'll second that motion.
Very good. There's a motion, a second. Any comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Moving on to item number B, or letter B, release a letter of credit for 9140 Calumet Avenue.
This is a very similar situation. The property owners at 9140 Calumet received a notice of violation for landscaping maintenance issues over the next few months. They asked if they could develop a new landscaping plan. We worked with them to do that, and then by the time that was approved and they were ready to move forward, it was too late to complete the work, so they provided a letter of credit to guarantee that it would be completed in the spring of 2022. The work is complete and it's been inspected, so we're recommending that the letter of credit be released.
We approve the attached resolution number 2098, releasing the letter of credit 21-000260 in the amount of $48,440.48 to Dream Space Munster LLC.
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion, a second. Any comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Letter C, Midwest Electric proposal to install pedestrian crossing at Franklin Parkway and Calumet Avenue. Anything else to add?
Nope, just that this leg of the intersection, the southern leg that crosses Calumet, is the only portion of the intersection that does not currently have a pedestrian crossing signal. And so we recommend that we put one in for safety reasons.
As a funding note, we would probably use wheel and excise funds to fund this improvement.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the quote from Midwestern Electric in the amount of $7,185 to install a crosswalk at the southern leg of Calumet Avenue and Franklin. At Franklin.
Second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Any comments? Very good. Hearing or seeing none. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
And Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Letter D, the Community Crossing Matching Grant Program for 2022 to 2001 approval. This is a memo here. Anything else to add to the Community Crossing Matching Grant from IDA? NDOT, not IDA, NDOT.
NDOT. No, just for the benefit of those in the room, we're proposing to improve about 0.7 miles of street at a total cost of $905,000. Some of that will be water main. I'd like to amend the funding note in this. We call out Water Depreciation Fund 603. It also, for the record, it could be used with ARPA funds for the purposes of the minutes.
Very good. There is a recommendation from the council.
Surface 0.686 miles of local roads and streets.
And also.
Very good. There's a motion, a second. Any questions or comments?
I have one.
Yes, sir.
Justin, you said that we might be using ARPA money with this.
That is as a stopgap fund for the water depreciation fund. So initially we pegged the water depreciation fund 603 for these improvements. The water rates that you approved haven't, the bills for those just went out in July. So depending on when this work is commenced and we get the invoice, it's the point of calling that out is to allow the flexibility of funds for the clerks, just in case.
Gotcha. All right, thank you. No further questions.
Very good. Other questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Kulturitis.
Yes.
And Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Moving on to letter E. It is the CDM Smith Amendment. Anything to add to the memo?
This is my favorite kind of change order. It's the kind of change order that doesn't cost any money. So it just extends the term of the previous amendment that you authorized based on the design build team's schedule for construction of the Westlake extension. We want to make sure that the improvements that council approved are actually incorporated appropriately and with the same design language and spirit that we approved them. And to do that, it requires, some real technical skills and the architects that designed or suggested those designs. So the real question was the last amendment, do you think we should hold them on? And to that you said yes. This is, can we let them continue to work with no additional funds as that project progresses at NICD's own pace?
Very good.
Mr. President, I move that we authorize the town manager to execute Amendment 2 of the agreement between CDM Smith and the town of Munster. Second.
Motion is second. Any comments? Discussion. Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
yes,
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
And Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Moving on to letter F. This is 1871. This is amending the vehicle towing and impounding regulations within the town of Munster. There's an ordinance that was that's in front of you. There's also another ordinance that's redlined showing the changes to the existing ordinance. Town manager, do you have anything to add to this? You want me to give a little background?
If you would.
This is really just a change in the current towing an impounding ordinance so that we can, cars that are in violation of the parking at Centennial Park, this can, we have this in ordinance form for that purpose. This is also raising the rate per vehicle fee from the police standpoint. Nominal rates in some situations $15, in other situations maybe $25. So currently the current ordinance is only for Munster Police to authorize a towing. This ordinance allows an authorized agent of the town, which is now going to be asked the parking, to authorize towing. And this is here for just first read tonight. And we will, the motion is to pass this on, to approve this on first read tonight and authorize it at the second hearing at the next council meeting.
Mr. President, I move to approve ordinance 1871, amending the vehicle towing and impoundment regulations within the town of Munster on first read tonight and set second reading for July 18th, 2022.
There's a motion and a second. Comments, discussion?
Mr. President, this is
Yes.
Steve. I would just comment that I continue to believe this is the wrong solution for the town, and that informs my vote on the resolution this evening.
Thank you. Other comments? Very good. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
No.
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
4-1.
Moving on to ordinance 1872, which is amending the metered parking regulations within the town of Munster. This is also an ordinance that is just clarifying the rules and regulations of the specific fines, violations, and payment. This does not exclude the police department from still issuing towing violations for other issues, but they will not be involved with the parking at Centennial Park. I just want to make sure that I'm getting this clarified with the police that are here. So that's the purpose. And again, this is for first read. Second reading, we would schedule for the next council meeting.
So moved.
Ordinance.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion, a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
No.
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
4-1.
We will add item H to the agenda. This is settlement with K&S Engineering.
Mr. President, I move to approve a settlement with K&S Engineering for $3,750,000 and authorize town council president to sign in consideration for a partial settlement for Centennial Park lawsuit.
Second.
There's a motion, a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
5-0.
Under reports, there's a memo with regards to the water restrictions. Again, this is a report. Is there anything, Ms. Di Tomaso, that you would like to add?
So is it still in effect?
Very good. Are any other questions or comments from the council? I would like to thank the staff for being proactive in this and really understanding while we're not short on water, it's just the situation that occurred those couple days there and the potential for that happening elsewhere throughout the long summer. I thought the staff did a nice job of addressing the concern and still being able to make this thing work really well. So thank you very much.
I got concerns about that through email and social media. And what was interesting, the comment from the public was, the lake has all this water, why are we restricting it? And I explained how fast water can refill the tanks as they're used. And the last email I got, which was today, said, that makes perfect sense.
Well.
So, onward.
Very good. Thank you. Are there any portfolio reports? Seeing none, our next town council meeting, oh, I'm sorry, Steve, did you have a report or something to say?
I would say no reports from me, and just to echo what Kenneth said and you, the report on the water restrictions is very helpful to show that it's actually the capacity of our system that experiences really spikes in demand on days when we don't get enough rain and it's extremely hot. And so just appreciate that transparency helps people understand our actions. So thank you, Jill and team, for that.
I noted, by the way, Mr. President, that we could build another water tank and fill it with enough water that we never had to have restrictions, but it would cost a lot of money to build it, to maintain it, for the need a couple of days a year to have that water available, when restrictions do the same thing. Everybody can still water their lawn, it's just which days you water it and not have everybody do it the same day.
And as a layperson, my understanding, it's not even so simple as building a tower. You'd also have to build the pipes to handle the capacity of the new tower and the pressure. So it's a complex web.
Okay, announcements. The next town council meeting will be on Monday, July 18th, 2022. After that, I'm entertaining a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
Motion a second. This one we can do all in favor, correct,
You
Dave?
bet.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
And we will
So you
ask
heard me.
John Castro to come forward.
You're in.
No, how are you?
No, he's no problem.
I said I'd be home at 8:30.
Okay.
I am checking. He is. Can't even breathe.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call the Munster Redevelopment Commission special meeting on July 6th to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Schoon.
Present.
Commissioner Mellon.
Present.
Commissioner Tulowitzki.
Present virtually.
Got it. Thank you. Commissioner Kulturitis.
Present.
And Commissioner Gardner.
Present.
I would like to acknowledge our school board liaison, John Castro, is here with us in person. Hi, John. Nice to
Hello.
see you.
Nice to see you all.
See you drawing up a meeting.
Okay, public comment. Is there any public here for comment for the Munster Redevelopment Commission? Yes, come forward and state your name and we'd be happy to answer or take your comments.
Here's a microphone and that's your name and address, please.
Shayna Tepper, and like, what does the redevelopment committee do exactly?
Very good question. The Munster Redevelopment Commission is made up of the 5 town councilors in town, plus a liaison from the school board. We will review different developments, and if there's any kind of financing or funding operations that are needed to encourage development on a specific development, this is the body that would approve that type of special financing. With that being said, I'm going to ask our attorney to answer and clarify anything else I said that was wrong. Because we're paying this gentleman to be here and I want to make sure that he gets the right answer to you.
So that was pretty accurate. By statute, there are properties that are in need of development. They used to be called blighted, but we don't use that term anymore. So there are properties in need of development, and the Redevelopment Commission has jurisdiction over those properties, along with other designated property that could use commercial development. So like that property, Maple Leaf, where it's at 45th and Calumet, that's a property that's in an area that's part of the Redevelopment Commission's jurisdiction. And they were able to use economic means as well as other types of things to help that development along.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Other comments? You only get one extra credit point though, so she gets.
Yes, I just want to add that I am the liaison of the school board, and my position is here only as essentially an observer. I'm a non-voting position, and mine is just to report back to school board, since any redevelopment could potentially affect taxation and tax draws that affect school funding. So that is why I'm here.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for the input.
And
And now we move on to the consent agenda of the Munster Redevelopment Commission.
Mr. President, I move we accept the consent agenda.
There's a motion, a second. Any comments? If not, roll call, please.
Yes.
All right, I had a little whistle there. Commissioner Mellon? Yes. Commissioner Tulowitzki?
Yes.
Commissioner Kulturitis?
Yes.
And Commissioner Gardner?
Yes.
5-0.
Okay, there is no old business, nor is there any new business. There's no reports. There's no announcements. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting-
Aye.
But a pleasure as always.
If anybody needs pictures or whatever else, come up here, take some pictures and